What's going on, BFL fam? I'm Carlos. This is Olya.
Hey guys.
Today we have 12 fragrances that are going to be great for spring that you can get to cans of at fragrancesline.com. Keep right there.
Brooklyn fragrance lover. Brooklyn fragrance lover. Brooklyn fragrance lover. Brooklyn fragrance lover.
Thanks so much for tuning in today as always. I really do appreciate it and hope you're all doing well. Isn't she beautiful against this beautiful floral background?
I'm like looking at my glow today.
Yes, you have a
I'm
beautiful
I'm
glow today, I must
glowing.
say. I agree with you. You look wonderful. And this is after a long, hard day at work, mind you,
Yes, and gym in the morning. So
with a headache on top of it all.
Yes.
You would never know this, right?
I'm like having a major migraine. But hey, I love you and you, so I'm
I love you more. So, 12 fragrances that are good for the spring. We compiled a list, we looked through their website, and these are the ones that we chose, and we're going to talk about today. Would you like to start it off today, love?
You start.
Okay, I guess I'll start today.
Please do.
We shall start with this beauty right here. This is called Orion from Tiziana Terenzi. This is a really fruity and earthy fragrance. Kind of has that Aventus touch, but it's not quite exactly Aventus. It has its own unique approach, but it's definitely great for warmer months and really performs well too.
I really like that one. I don't have it in my collection, but I do enjoy it.
Keep your eyes off my Orion.
Just saying. All right, I'll go in with the next. And this is Tam Dao by Diptyque.
This is the Eau de Parfum.
Eau de Parfum.
Mm-hmm.
I love this fragrance and I have been into it for quite some time. I originally got it in a decant actually, and then I was like, oh my god, I need to go for a full bottle. And what I like about it is that it's a warm sandalwood with a bit of a spice, so it's kind of just perfect for honestly any weather.
And it does have a creaminess to it as well.
Yes, totally. It's super creamy and it's cozy, but it's not overly sweet. It's perfectly balanced, and honestly, it's light enough and warm enough, kind of perfect for, I think, transitioning into the spring.
All right, I guess I am up next.
You are.
We don't have to go in the order that I put them here. And by the way, these are not 12 to 1. They're just 12 fragrances. So I like 12 lists for whatever.
Of course you went for that one. I was like, so you're going to go for that one?
This is, that's Roja Dove's signature, but this is
You're showing off.
Creation E.
You're
No, it was an accident.
off.
Creation E Parfum Cologne of what is known as Enigma in Europe. This is one of my favorites, hands down, from the brand. I absolutely love it. It's fizzy. It's got a little bit of a cola vibe.
Which you love to drink.
Yes, Diet Coke though.
Yes.
And yeah, I just really love this one. It really jumps off skin. Even in the Parfum Cologne concentration, I do have the original Eau de Parfum concentration. But this has even more throw, I think.
It's more wearable. I
Yeah.
think it's more for every day. So I actually I prefer the cologne version to the EDP.
Cool.
myself. All right, next one is me, and you knew I was going to go for that one.
I know you are.
So this is Carnal Flower, and this is by Frederic Malle. Frederic Malle happens to be one of my favorite brands. I actually gave this brand, I think, the biggest compliment. I got married in one of their
Wow.
fragrances in Portrait of a Lady. But Carnal Flower, to me, is one of the best tuberoses out there. It's creamy, it's green. It
gorgeous.
just kind of brings the whiff of spring. So I don't think you can go wrong with that. It's not overly, even though it's called Carnal Flower and you would think it's like has its claws out, I actually find it pretty calm. You know, so in comparison to a lot of like tuberose bombs out there, I think this one is super wearable. So definitely check this one out.
I don't know about you, but I usually like to do a respritz after my lunch break at work.
Of course you do.
And one time I resprayed this. I was wearing this. It was my scent of the day. And then I went to help this little girl. And the little girl, she must have been like maybe 5 or 6. She says to her mother, "Mom, it smells like perfume. Really a lot in here." I was like, oh.
Oh, not me. I don't
That
know
would be
who
me.
is
Sorry about that. I definitely gassed out a 5-year-old little girl at my job. Nice, Carlos.
Nice.
One of my favorite houses. I love Tom Ford. This is the Norillo.
The real
I don't know.
It's a new release. Don't worry about it.
Up next from one of my personal favorite houses, you know it. Yeah. Up next from one of my favorite houses, you know which one. Tom Ford, this is Neroli Portofino Forte. It's the $100 more than the original one, but it really has a beautiful orange blossom. It's really full, and it lasts a lot better than the original Neroli Portofino, which in itself is a classic too, I think.
Yeah, I love that one.
I think, you know, the price is perhaps a little high, or higher than I would have liked, but I do enjoy it. As you can see, I went through a lot of it here.
Yeah, it seems like you've been enjoying it.
So I whipped this one out in the summer.
Well, hopefully summer is around the corner, so I'm sure it's
not summer,
right.
Spring. Duh. Can we get through spring first?
But summer is there. It's like I can see it. I'm like, all right, we're heading towards
It's been so warm this winter. Like, where was winter?
Can't complain. Yeah, can't complain. Even though I'm Russian.
We didn't have a snowstorm.
Yeah, don't jinx it. I don't want one coming right now. Okay, don't do that. Don't
all
do
right.
that.
You're up.
All right, I'm up, and I think I'm gonna go for this one. Are you pointing to something else there? Or are you pointing
I was merely suggesting love.
Oh, well, I didn't take that suggestion. I went with Mojave Ghost.
Pay me no mind.
I was like, this is it for me. So Mojave Ghost I have it in my collection. And I love it very much because I think this is one of those fragrances that says, I don't know what it says. It's kind of one of those fragrances that, like,
follow the script, would you? The words are right there. Just kidding. I kid. I'll start a rumor now.
So, to me, this is one of those fragrances that you can't quite, put your finger on. Because it's that airy ghost through the desert.
It's airy, but it's potent. It's a
potent.
little
Oh my God.
shampoo-y. It's a little lotiony.
It is potent.
But it's really good.
It's so potent. Actually, the first time I ever put it on, I was trying it out, and I put it on. I was wearing my cashmere robe. And, and then 3 days later, I was walking around, and I'm like, what smells? And I'm like, I know this, and it's beautiful.
You forgot, right?
I completely forgot, and I'm starting to, like, sniff my sleeve, and it was there, and it was so dreamy. It was so, like, ghostly. It was like a ghost reminding about its presence. Love it.
I was sold on this one when I was using a YouTube studio in Chelsea there.
Oh, I remember.
And Gary, that's right. You came with us. You're part of the fam. Yeah. So Gary was wearing this, and it was jumping off his skin something fierce, and I was like, I need that in my life, and I went and got it.
Yeah, you were having FOMO.
Next, I love a good floral, although, granted, they can be kind of on the feminine side. This one is Fleur the Gardenia from Creed, and I think it's a beautiful, beautiful fragrance. Kind of feminine. If you're a guy that can rock Carnal Flower, then you can definitely rock this one, but you never hear the guys talking about it. But if you have a liking for florals, like the beautiful background we have here today, then you might like this one. I think it's really nice, but it's even that much more beautiful on a woman, I admit.
You know what I like about this, which I think makes it very masculine, and not
very masculine.
Okay, not very masculine. I'll rephrase that. It's maybe a little bit masculine.
Okay.
Is the bitterness in it? It has this like bitter facet that I think really is beautiful because it plays off on a floor.
No, I'm telling them how great it smells, and you're talking around saying it's bitter.
No, but in a
you're
good
bitter.
way.
You're a bitter
In a good
ex-girlfriend.
way.
Get off the set.
Do you see the abuse that I'm going through here? Okay.
I love you.
You better for all this that I'm taking from you. Okay, so it
What's
has
this
a little
bitterness?
bit of bitterness.
Explain this bitterness.
Okay, so it has this little bit of bitterness, almost like some florals, when you smell the green part of it, have that little bit of the like bitterness. And I don't mean it in a bad way.
Okay, see, I cut you off. I spoke too soon.
I know, you always do.
I'm sweaty and 50. Sorry. That's why my head's so shiny.
Oh my God, we have so many like bloopers today. But
they're awesome. They're staying in.
I know. You probably are going to keep them all in. This one is really beautiful, but the bitterness stays, and I think that's what makes it masculine, and that's what makes it like it balances out the floral aspect, basically.
But I think you said that already.
Yeah, I know I did. Bye.
Up next, we have.
I'm next.
Oh, you are?
And he's trying to.
Here you go. Handed it for you. My bad. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut in line.
Okay, excuse me. This is my time to speak, okay, right now?
You got the.
Ta-da!
You got the
Okay.
what?
I have the Pacific Rock Moss. I forgot to say. Yes, this.
Goldfield and Banks.
Thank you. This is what I think is a white t-shirt kind of fragrance.
White tee and jeans.
White tee and jeans, and you can't see my jeans, but I'm wearing jeans. So I think it's really fresh and it's green and it has this. Honestly, you can wear this anywhere, and I don't think you'll ever offend anyone with it. So to me, this is one of those fragrances that anyone can rock absolutely anywhere. So that makes it a pretty good pick. Very solid.
All right.
Ta-da!
This screams warm weather to me,
Yeah.
especially the color of the juice as well.
Yeah, super good.
So I am up next, and I'm going to talk about.
there.
Why don't we do this one here? This is from Joe Malone. I was recently accused by a subscriber. Why don't you or other reviewers talk about Joe Malone? Well, here. I'm talking about one now. This is Joe Malone Orange Blossom.
I love Joe Malone.
Yeah, I do too. Not all of them, but there are some that I like. This is one of my favorites. I love a good orange blossom. This is a really hefty one. It was the signature scent of one of my coworkers at work, and wherever she was in the building, you smelled this fragrance. So I bought this one thanks to her sillage and to her using this one, and I think it's a really nice orange blossom. A little feminine, I would say.
It's their top seller, actually. And
Is it?
It was like one of their top sellers for sure, because I think that orange blossom in this kind of creamy aspect is universally appealing.
Yeah.
So that's why it was, definitely one
This
of my
was
best.
composed by Jean-Claude Delville, which I just did the Society of Scent line, So Scent. Dominic Ropion over here.
One of my favorite guys.
And that's all I can think of right now. Oh, Paolo Terenzi, the first one.
I love that guy. He's a magician. What can I say? All right, I'm next. And I have Sauvage. And this is the Parfum version, which I actually...
We went a little back and forth on this one.
We did, because I think this is a little bit different from the Eau de Toilette in terms of the fact that it kind of has this like shower gel clean aspect to it. It's a little softer because Eau de Toilette is a bit sharper, to me at least, and I think to you.
I think it's louder, but I like it better
Yeah.
in the warmer months too, I think.
Actually, I'm gonna wear it right now.
And now Sauvage Eau de Parfum is unisex as well.
Oh, well, I always think it's unisex.
Oh, I love that
don't know
smell.
about
See,
you
that's
guys.
nice.
Exactly. My pick, thank you.
All right. Got to give credit what credit is due.
You better.
Second to last, we have. It's my turn, right? I didn't cut the line.
Yep.
Serge Lutin, another. Serge Lutin. There's no S. The S is silent. Somebody publicly corrected me at an event at Twisted Lily. So sad, right?
I know.
Anywho,
I was just there this weekend, and I was like,
Yeah, it's really sad. They've been around for a long time. But anyway, this is the house that I got into when I first got into niche. When I started transitioning from designer to niche, I had a lot of their offerings. I had I had like a whole like a container full of their decants.
Really?
And this is one of my favorites. It's one of the original formulations because a lot of stuff in the industry overall has been reformulated.
Reformulated.
But this is a nice orange blossom with a bit of an animalic character to it.
Oh, it's definitely animalic. It's a
And
bit dirty.
luckily, on my skin, I don't get the dirty facets, the civet, I guess it must be, or something of that nature. And I get the floral nuances more on my skin. But
On me, it's dirty.
as you can see, I went through this bottle. One of the rare bottles that I actually went through the years. The first bottle that I went to recently, in recent years, meaning 10 years, was Tom Ford Black Orchid.
Oh. I never finished my bottle. And then I got the Velvet Orchid. Never finished that one. But I sometimes go to it. All right, I'm next.
And lastly, drum roll.
This is Diamant by Amouage. One of my favorite brands. This was one of the first brands I fell in love with getting into niche. And I own almost all of them. And I gotta say that I wear the men's collection way more than I wear the women's.
I was the other way around.
Really?
When I first got into them, I was liking a lot of the women's, like Memoir, Lyric
Oh, I love
Woman,
Memoir Woman. But I love Memoir
Memoir.
Man.
Got a little stuck there.
Memoir, but I love Memoir Man way more.
Yes, great incense.
But we're talking about Dia,
Yes,
so
we
can
are.
we go
Sorry.
back to my Dia? Thank you very much. And I really like the fact that this one has a little bit of spiciness, a little bit of that citrusy kind of kick in the opening, and a really beautiful classic dry down. So to me, if you're wearing Jubilation, if you're wearing a lot of those like Journey or heavier ones during the winter, then this is the way to transition into the spring and honestly even into the summer. So definitely.
It's not a projection monster, so it is suitable for warmer weather.
Yeah.
It's got a nice light incense touch. It's got a little spices. It's very wearable. It's not like a lot of other amouage that kind of wear you. It's a nice subtle offering from them for warmer months.
Definitely. With a little bit of an interesting spicy kick.
So 12 fragrances that you can pick up at fragrancesline.com. They offer great service. They make great packages. I've had some through the years. And listen, it's not always every day that we can buy $1 million bottles.
We wish.
So
but-
Decant helps fill that. And so I will leave all the information for the website down below. And thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you're new to this channel, consider subscribing. Go over and show some love at Scent Menu on YouTube. If you haven't subscribed, click on the bell icon to miss notifications and the reviews of content giveaways, beautiful ladies, and other fragrance fun always happening right here at BFL. Take care, stay blessed, and we will see you at the next video.